Hello again, another update on my Exsanguinate and Rip Mines Elementalist league starting experience. So after 20-ish hours of playtime I have downed the new pinnacle boss, and I include the fight at the end of the video to avoid spoiling you. It's currently quite buggy by the way, but fortunately you can consume more portals to reset the fight. Overall I found the new bosses on the easier side. They seem to do a lot of elemental damage, so my primal Aegis was doing a lot of heavy lifting. The memory thread maps, however, they have like 17 modifiers in their pool, so they can get very rippy or very annoying to roll. I have the two first voidstones from Searing Exsanguinate words, and I'm working on Ubel and Maven now. So first, very important information on how to swap for Reap, which I recommend for boss damage. You're gonna need a normal Reap to swap your Exsanguinate with, and of course remove your chain support and use Hypothermia or Cold Pen. And the trick to know is that you need a second Reap, a Val Reap gem outside of the 6-link, because you need blood charges to increase the damage of Reap. And if you use Val Reap as your 6-link, and when you trigger Val Reap, it will be Mines, and they will not generate blood charges to you. So here I have a Val Reap ready. And you see that when I use it, I get my 9 blood charges, and each blood charge will grant me 20% more damage, so it's a shit ton of extra damage. And when you don't have Val Rip ready, you need to use Rip yourself. So I link it to my Arcanist brand setup, along with Assassin's Mark and Frostbomb. So it's gonna be hard to generate all 5 charges just through Arcanist brand, because it casts each spell in a sequence. So it'd be best to have Assassin's Mark and Frostbomb elsewhere, but it's gonna be a ton of buttons to press, and we already have a lot. So I'm gonna look at other ways to apply exposure, for example, that would alleviate the problem, and then we can socket in faster casting, which will help us generate more charges easily. So I have tested a few different mercenaries, and I think the best so far I found is the ones that have Zealotry Aura. So you can find it on Cruel Mistress. Right now I'm using Fallen Reverend, so he has Zealotry of course, and then he can raise Spectres and Fallen Bishop that curses. The problem is monsters by default can only have 1 curse on them, so you need to increase the maximum number of curse to benefit from that. For example with this node, Whispers of Doom. So just to talk about my gear upgrades since last time, keep in mind I have like 6-7 Divines row and probably a few more by selling fragments and whatever. So I'm gonna do more upgrades after this video. I crafted a belt. I took a tier 2 max life heavy belt, fractured I mean, and then I used Deafening Essence of Zeal to roll it. Sorry, Zeal. They cost 5 point something chaos right now. I also got Heatshiver for 40 chaos, but now it's down to 20. That's nice. Taming is currently 35. I bought a +1 physical skill gem Amulet, and it also has some crit. I don't think I've changed the rest. I got a Taste of Hate for 20C for 14% of his damage as extra cold. That's also pretty good DPS boost. And the other main upgrade was respecing some nodes to go for the large cluster with Sadist and Prismatic Heart. And most importantly, the 2 medium mine with Guerrilla Tactics and Expert Sabotage. So currently on my PoE I have a 10 million-ish boss DPS, probably a bit less with the blood charges thing. But there's also the problem that like the chance to be detonated at initial time is not handled by PoE, and we have quite a lot of it with those large clusters. They basically translate to 10% more damage. Oh, and I used this cheap anoint for now, which is a pretty high DPS boost, and enemies are basically always shocked through the skitterbots. I've also started qualitating up my gems, so Reap is the most important for the 5% more damage per blood charge. Minefield is also nice for a bit of mine throwing speed. Incarnate Brand is going to be useful for activation frequency. It's also good to get it on Flame Dash for the cooldown, Shield Charge for the move speed, faster attacks for the attack speed, Bear Trap for the duration, and Automation, Detonate Mines, you can get more cooldown recovery rate and detonation speed. That's also nice, and Steels can also get a lower cooldown. So there is a new unique this league that is interesting, but I think it would be more for a meme build. It's called Dark Monarch, and the interesting affix is that maximum number of minion type is doubled, and I think there's pretty much any minion type in there. So I grabbed one for golems. So of course it's very, very good for summoners, so you can go golem answer with that. But I was thinking of a meme build where you would go up to 16 summoned golems, and then use cluster jewels with primordial bond, so you can find it on large minion or on megalomaniac, and you can see it's 10% increased damage per summoned golem. So each of these would give us 160% increased damage, and that's like damage, so it could work with any skill basically. So you have to think if there's a good combo of skills that would work well with this mechanic, but I'm not sure. And also the Anima Stone and Primordial Jewels were a bit expensive right now, like this is 3 Divines, and the other Primordial Jewels are at least 60 chaos to a Divine or something. So I'm not sure I'm gonna build to towards that for now. I need to craft a bit more. But yeah, I thought it was worth mentioning. And right now I'm gonna focus on getting my last 2 voidstones and test out some farming methods. So the next video will probably be about what farming methods work best with this build. And of course, more gear optimization. So have a nice one and see you next time.
Frozen in time and space. Her power is an illusion made real. Unmake.
You fall short of his mercy.
Consequence. In the depths of her mind, she wholly reforged him. Burning synapses. Her power is an illusion made real. The Atlas is everything we see and everything we do not.
Predictable heretic.
Keyword. Power absolute. Her power is an illusion made real. Her dread shall not be erased so.
Now, I must know, what is the meaning of this?
You will never give up, will you? I suppose I should have known.
The tear, it remains open. Let us speak to my sister.
The High Templar grows increasingly cruel with me. Venarius suspects my involvement with the secret heretics, but he misunderstands. I have never known such a bitter fury. The truth.
It is true that I have pursued you, relentlessly so. But it is only to know your mind, to know your brilliance, and to save you.
There are some truths we cannot know, some realities we cannot allow, and sometimes we, ourselves, cannot be saved.
Forgive me, but this cryptic nonsense only drives me further into despair of not knowing. Be plain with me. Tell me the truth.
I cannot. I have suffered too long here to fail now. It has almost broken me. But I must succeed. The only way is to destroy it. It all must be destroyed.
To destroy what?
The Atlas.
But why? Let us do this together, from the outside. Why must you suffer endlessly here to achieve this?
It has already begun. The imbalance is almost at its peak. I must remain, for I am the catalyst. Afterwards, no one can harness its power.
Sister, please, let me help you.
Enough! I am not your sister.
What? What do you mean?
You mean much to me. More than you could ever know, and that is why it must all be destroyed.
No, wait! You said she is not my sister. Then, who am I? None of this makes any sense. My life continues to be an unsolved mystery. Be well.